Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your daily dose of zombies news from the game and its community here on COD Zombies HQ. Thank you so much for tuning in today. There's something important we gotta kick off the show with. It seems that sometime within the past week, Treyarch has made some secret changes to the zombies mode, specifically on the newest round-based map, Mauer Der Toten, where if you guys remember, a few days after the initial release of the map, a new super easy high round strategy was found that a lot of people were doing. A lot of people were getting their first round 100s on. There was two small variations of this strategy, but it both involved using the special ability of the charged canister that you get midway through the Mauer Der Toten Easter egg. Normally, you're supposed to pick up this charged canister and then transport it all the way to the secret laboratory. But instead, players would go into the safe room and then use that special ability from that canister over and over again to help them fly through rounds here on Mauer. It was considered probably the easiest high round strategy in Cold War, especially if you were using the wonder weapon with it. But recently I've been seeing a bunch of Reddit posts. I've gotten messages from you guys in the comments and over on my Twitter asking, hey, I think something's bugged, that something might be wrong here with this strategy, or Treyarch changed something. Well, it appears like that the latter is true, that Treyarch did in fact change something, making this strategy totally useless now. Where it seems like in one of the recent patches, Treyarch have actually added a cap, a hard set limit on how many times you can use the special ability of this canister, and that cap is set at 10. 10 uses and you won't be able to use it again. Even though the meter for that special ability says that it's fully charged, it won't allow you to actually use it. Because we didn't get any kind of official acknowledgement of this change, my interpretation would be that Treyarch saw that this method of rounding is considered a quote-unquote exploit, whereas I personally would just consider it a very effective strategy. But yeah, it's a very interesting and odd change. Usually Treyarch is very upfront about the changes they make to the zombies mode, other times they aren't, and that's why it's great to have you guys in the community shouting out different changes and things you come across in your own game down in the comments on Twitter and of course on Reddit. So if you or one of your friends were intending to go on a high run on Mauer using this strat, make sure you let them know to not choose this strategy, or they're just gonna get swamped after their 10th usage and won't know what's happening, thinking their game's bugged. And in terms of more major changes that Treyarch is very likely to make into the zombies mode with the release of Season 5, we don't know about all of those yet, but Treyarch's community manager did say that the major patch notes will be released for Season 5 tomorrow, where we'll be covering them for you. Next up, a very interesting new quirk of the Mule Kick Perk has been found that results in an auto self-reloading RayGun wonder weapon that I assume works both on Outbreak and the map where it was introduced, Firebase Z, where it was found that if you have upgraded Mule Kick that allows your secondary and third weapon when you're not holding out, when it's not your primary weapon, to self-reload while they're just in your inventory, so that you'll always pull out a freshly reloaded weapon when you eventually need to use it. But it was found that if you actually change the firing mode on the RayGun to the secondary firing mode that shoots off that area of effect attack, it will trick Mule Kick to thinking that the primary firing mode of your RayGun is actually stored in your inventory. But since both modes of the RayGun use the same exact ammo type, the game will glitch out and instead just continuously refill the ammo of your RayGun while you're using it. Now, the rate of the refill isn't something crazy where you'll always have 100% full ammo in your magazine or something like that, but it does tick up every few seconds, and that since the secondary attack of the RayGun is an area of effect attack, you probably won't need to be spamming it constantly like you would for the regular ammo of the RayGun. So a neat little strat if you're on Firebase Z or you're going to be playing some Outbreak, definitely give this a try. The self-reloading RayGun, who would have guessed? Next up, Treyarch did release a new trailer for zombies specifically for Season 5. In it, we get to see a bunch of the new features they're adding into zombies, mostly for the Outbreak game mode, with a focus on the new Outbreak map, the grappling hook, and the new flamethrower score streak that you'll also be able to craft in round-based maps as well. Next up, when the roadmap for Season 5 was released, a lot of players noticed a special event that was going to be added throughout Cold War and in Warzone, similar to events that we had in the past past that actually included some zombie-specific challenges amongst the Warzone and Zombies challenges, but this event will be called The Numbers. Now, some people thought that this event could be related to the in-game reveal of the next Call of Duty game, which we expect to be called Vanguard. However, it was data mined yesterday and found out that that event, the Numbers event, has no relation to the reveal of Vanguard, and I'm sure we'll be getting more information of if there's any kind of zombie-specific element to that event sometime around Season 5 Reloaded. But today, something very interesting happened. I first saw this thanks to TGR over on Twitter, who's a grade A follow, by the way, if you want to follow him on Twitter, where he quote tweeted a post from a smaller video game coverage website slash YouTuber that claimed that not only the reveal, but some kind of preview coverage, some hands-on preview coverage of the next Call of Duty, which I'm not sure if they'll be actually announcing or revealing the Vanguard Zombies mode at this time, but they very well could be, where he claimed that the public embargo, where certain YouTubers and game journalists are now allowed to talk about this game, will be ending next week on Thursday, August the 19th, meaning that if this is true, the reveal of the next COD game, which is likely to be an in-game event in Warzone, will be on that same date, Thursday, August 19th. Now, the interesting part about this tweet is that it was actually taken down in response to a report from a copyright holder. Now, we've seen Activision do this in the past with certain leaked information. Now, it doesn't specifically say that this was a copyright report that was filed by Activision Blizzard, who took down this information because it was actually correct leaked information revealing the date that Vanguard would be announced. But of course, it could always be somebody doing some fancy manipulation, filing like a false copyright claim on their own tweet to make it look legitimate, right? But the date does sound accurate according to people's expectations, wherein the expectation is that Vanguard will be announced sometime within the first half of Season 5 here in Cold War. If this is actually going to be the case, I guess we'll have to wait and see. But whether or not they actually make the reveal of Vanguard Zombies on that date, the reveal of the game itself and some more information surrounding it will do a lot to help us speculate about what that mode will be like when it releases. Lastly, let's end it on something like, well, I got a kick out of this clip from Reddit, where after taking down an invisible Orda, which is actually a real problem in the Outbreak game mode, people have been sending me clips of them fighting invisible Ordas in their game. Well, he got something special from him, but instead of being a golden RayGun, it's an all blacked out RayGun where the textures are just totally borked, resulting in it being totally blacked out. I gotta admit, it actually looks really cool. But yeah, if you ever find yourself fighting an invisible Orda in the Outbreak game mode, where like I said, it's happening to a lot of people, definitely try to take it down, and you might find yourself with a special glitched version of the RayGun that I'm sure not many people will get to experience in this game. But that wraps up the news today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, consider leaving a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The big changes to the Zombies mode will be announced along with the patch notes tomorrow. I can't wait to cover them with you. But until then, I want to thank you again for watching, and I'll see you with another Zombies news video tomorrow. Peace!